Alright, Garrett, what are we talking about?
Season 7 predictions.
For what?
Game of Thrones. Come back. Real quick. Gotta explain to him why you're leaving. So Matt here has just now started season 6. He's on episode 2.
Spoiler, Jon Snow's back to life.
That's what he knows.
That's what I know, not anything else.
Speaking of that spoiler, this is a spoiler for the whole season, in case I say anything about the season. Now, he's going to have to leave because he hasn't finished the season yet. So
bye guys. Bye.
Bye. Just me and you. Season 7 predictions. I'm going to kind of go through what I think the next season is going to kind of outline. I'm not going to do it episode by episode, but here we go. First, Jon is now King of the North. He still wants to kind of gather more men to fight the Walkers. He still knows the Walkers are here. He's got his castle. Good. We still need men for the coming attack. So he's going to go down to the Riverlands to get his family, the Tullys, to kind of join. If he can get the Tullys to join, they're going to be set. So they're going to go in that way. Let's go from Jon to Arya. Arya is headed to the Brotherhood Without Banners. If you remember on her list, Beric Dondarrion and Thoros of Myr are on Arya's hit list because they sold Gendry to the Red Witch. So she's going to the Brotherhood Without Banners to go, kill them. But there, we reveal Lady Stoneheart. If you don't know who Lady Stoneheart, kind of go look it up, Google it or something. So she is the leader of the Brotherhood Without Banners. It's not Beric Dondarrion. It is now Lady Stoneheart. And this is a character that will kind of crash in with Arya. There, she also meets the Hound. They have their little, maybe it's kind of like a makeup, kind of like respect, like we respect each other. So Arya is now with the Brotherhood Without Banners. They're in the Riverlands. All of them are in the Riverlands. Who else is in the Riverlands? Brienne of Tarth. Maybe Brienne run into the Brotherhood Without Banners. Now we know that Brienne of Tarth and the Hound have some, head-to-head. So maybe there's a little bit of back and forth there, but they hash things out. Brienne of Tarth tells Arya, hey, we are fighting back in the north. Jon is here. Jon and Sansa are back at Winterfell, are about to attack Winterfell as far as she knows. Maybe she got a bird or something. Maybe she knows. So she's like, hey, they're back at Winterfell. Let's go. So they take the Brotherhood Without Banners and Arya, and they meet with Jon. We get a little reunion with Jon and Arya. That'd be nice. And then Lady Stoneheart and Jon maybe hit it up a little bit. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Let's cut to Bran. So Bran, we know where Bran is now. Bran's at the Wall. He's still doing his, three-eyed raven shit, right? Well, he is discovering more about Jon's lineage, and we get to see a little bit more of that. So Bran sends Jon these dreams, because we know the three-eyed raven can do that. He sends Jon dreams about his parentage. He's like, oh, this is my mother. This is kind of how he introduces Jon to maybe this is who my mother and father are. And we get to see a little bit of Targaryen-ness, maybe Rhaegar flashbacks of him fighting on the Trident, some of that cool ass shit, because I want to see more of that past stuff. Hopefully, I'm hoping there could be a prequel series. But so Jon gathers the troops with the Brotherhood Without Banners, and he wants to go back Winterfell because he's like, why would I want to go to the south other than to try to go get the Tullys? Well, Brienne tells him, hey, the Tullys aren't there anymore. You're kind of a wash there. But then Arya could also come up and be like, hey, I totally killed Walder Frey. He's straight up dead. Boom. They can then go and maybe try to get Edmure back and maybe get their army to go fight in the north. So they want to leave. Jon wants to leave. But Littlefinger, because we know he wants that throne, Littlefinger's like, no, we need to go to the south and defeat Cersei because she's going to come up. She's going to try to challenge us. So at some point, he convinces Jon she's a big enough threat, or that the Red Keep is a big enough threat to try and go deal with that. So they end up going that way. So we're going to go over to the south, where Dany, Daenerys, Queen of Dragon, Mother of Chains, I don't know. She has arrived in Dorne they're like, all right, we got the Reach army, we got the Dorne army, we're about to take on this bitch. So they get in their ships and they're about to go cut around. If you know where King's Landing is, it's kind of a cut up down the middle. It is right there, and they're going to cut up around here. Well, when they do that, they start to leave, and they get met with Euron. Before they leave, Euron shows up with his 1,000 ships, which would probably be like 500 ships or something. I don't believe he's going to be able to make 1,000 ships. He shows up, and he's like, hey, here's my big cock. I'm going to, want to marry you. And Dany's like, no, I don't want that. Euron gets pissed, and he decides, I've heard of another queen that is without a husband. Maybe she'll want to help. So he goes to King's Landing. So we got Euron going to King's Landing to defend them, and Dany is like, about to go there myself. So instead of taking ships, they take the land. We got all of them converging on Jon is going to King's Landing, Euron is at King's Landing, Dany's coming to King's Landing, and Cersei is running shit at King's Landing. Now, meanwhile, north of the wall, the Night's King has just arrived at the wall, but he can't pass because we know we got the magic. He cannot pass the wall, so he's trying different ways. We kind of maybe see some different ideas that he's trying to throw at some guys going around the wall or something. We see a little more of him at the wall, and they're kind of making a camp, or possibly, I don't know what they do, but they're at the wall. Bran knows this. He sees visions that they're there, so he's trying to stop them as much as he can, but the Night's King sees him. He finds out where he is, and Bran has to leave, and that's the last time we see him. This all happens during the last episode. Dany arrives at King's Landing, and they're like, we're gonna fucking take your shit. We got dragons, we're gonna fuck your shit up. And Cersei's like, yeah, fuck, come at me, bro, I don't care. Like, you think I care about these people? I don't care about these people. Like, this is my shit. I got the army, I got the Lannister army. Why don't you take these fuckers and do that thing? So we got a siege battle with some dragons, and they come in. Halfway into that battle, Jon shows up. Boom, we're a three-way battle in King's Landing. We've got everything, it's fucking dragons and shit and fighting crap. So Cersei in the throne room is like, it's a big battle, everything's fucking going shit, and walls are coming down and shit. So Cersei's like, she's mad Queen Cersei now. So with Jaime in the room, she's like, burn them all. She says, burn them all. She's the one that says, I'm going to burn the whole city. I can't keep it, so nobody's going to have it. So I'm going to burn the city. Burn them all. And then Jaime clicks in his head. He's like, burn them all, Cersei. She's insane. She's insane. It's all happening again. It's all happening again. So this time, Jaime kills Cersei. But not just Cersei, he kills himself along with her. It's more like a poetic justice kind of thing. Like they came into the world together and they leave the world together. And, it kind of redeems Jaime. This whole time he's been kind of this lapdog of hers. But you kind of see in season 6, he's gotten these ideas of he's, questioning his relationship with her. So, Dany's got the city. Great. Well, Jon is now, Jon and Dany treat with each other, and they have a sit down and they talk to each other. And that's where Jon reveals his Targaryen name. His true Targaryen name. And at that point, Dany said it in the last show. She said, I don't know who I'm going to marry, but I'm going to marry somebody. What do Targaryens do? They marry within the family. Jon is her cousin, so bam, they marry. It's a little weird, but they're Targaryens. So they marry. So it makes the most sense for her to do that. Get somebody that's already set King of the North, she'll be King of the South, and all the other 7 kingdoms together. Let's do it together. Jon's like, hey, there's some fucking White Walkers over there, north of the wall. They're not past it yet, but we need to take care of that. So they're like, okay, well, let's take the dragons down there because, dragons. So Cersei is killed, and then the treaty, they come together as, marriage. Maybe the very last beat of their story is them getting married. So we're like, okay, they're together now. We're going to all go to fight that. Last scene, we see Bran. He's running. Bran and Mira run from the White Walkers, and they have to pass the wall. Well, if you don't remember, but whenever Bran was marked by the Night's King, they can pass magical barriers. So maybe by Bran passing the wall to escape and not get killed, that allows the Night's King to pass. Well, he passes, and the wall comes crumbling down. Last shot, boom. end of season 7. Those are some crazy fucking thoughts. I'm sure half of those or all of them won't even happen, but that was my crazy idea. So, hey Matt, come back in the screen. I told them all of my theory. So,
Sorry, I went to McDonald's.
tell me what you thought of my crazy fan theory. Let me know what you thought of it, and if any of it could be ideas. What are your thoughts of what could be happening in season 7 and 8? It could be all crazy, who knows? Like it if you liked it.
But don't spoil it.
Subscribe below.